Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the best audio file format, and to be completely honest with you, you probably shouldn't care about this audio file or not because it really doesn't matter which audio file format you choose. Just as long as you choose the highest quality one, you are probably pretty well off, because basically every single format from MP3s to FLACs to WAVs, as long as you just have a high quality file, it will sound pretty great, so it really doesn't matter. However, this is more of a guide for people that are pretty new to this stuff and new to audio file formats and just don't know which one to choose and which one I would think is the highest quality one and I would recommend. So basically, if you are a musician in any capacity, I would recommend exporting in rather WAV or FLAC because they are lossless. If you don't care about storage space at all, then I recommend WAV because it's uncompressed, even though that doesn't really mean anything because compressed lossless files is literally just compressing the file itself, not the actual audio, at least to my knowledge. However, if you don't care, again, about storage space at all, then WAV is the way to go. It's basically the exact, like, raw audio file from your fucking export or whatever, or your DAW. So I would highly recommend, exporting in WAV or FLAC, again, if you care about storage space and you want to edit metadata. And I highly recommend FLAC, or at least converting your WAV into a FLAC if you want to edit your metadata at any time, because you can't do that in WAV, unfortunately. But again, it doesn't really matter either way which one you choose, because again, FLAC doesn't compress the actual audio file, it compresses the actual file, so it's just a way lesser file size with the exact same audio quality. It maintains all of the quality that WAV would have. So again, there's really no downside to choosing either besides storage space. However, if you care about storage space even more than FLAC, because FLAC is in this sort of middle ground between, uncompressed WAV files that are extremely large and lossy files that are pretty small but are lossy, so they lose a little bit of detail. But if you really care about audio file like size and you care about storage and all that and you don't have a lot, then I highly recommend Opus. It's a lossy format, but the compression algorithm is amazing and sounds basically identical to lossless files, while basically being like 1/3 of the size. Like, the compression algorithm again is phenomenal, and again, it sounds extremely similar, if not, again, the exact same to lossless files, no matter what you choose. And that's why I highly recommend, again, if you care about storage space in any capacity, even more than FLAC, and you want to save a lot of space for like other things on like a phone or whatever, like local storage, then again, go for Opus because it has a very, very good compression algorithm with way less of a file size than lossless files while still sounding pretty damn good. So that's basically it. I don't have a whole lot else to talk about. Again, lossless or not, audio files don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. What really matters is the actual mastering or mixing of the recording. And I think that's what a lot of audio files kind of glance past, and they focus way too much on sample rate and like the bit rate. The bit rate, it's so important. No, it's the mastering and the mixing that's way more important. The weird thing is that when on streaming services, on some at least, there are different audio file, or not audio files, but different masters and mixes, I think, that get submitted. For example, Koi no Yokan by Deftones, the high res version I think sounds better than the non-high res version, even though it doesn't really matter. But I think the actual like high res version just sounds a little clearer. But again, overall, basically all the mixes will be basically the same across every streaming platform, locally, on a CD or whatever, or not. So again, highly recommend just caring about mastering and mixing more than, the actual file format, because it doesn't really matter. And that's basically my takeaway from this video. So yeah, that is basically going to be it, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.